Should you ever work for free? It's a question that I get asked all the time. People are especially curious about this when they're first launching their creative businesses, and my answer is almost always no. You should never work for free. Here's the thing, when it comes to doing work for free, you need to have some type of value that's coming to you from that free work. I see it all the time in local creative groups where people will be asking others for their creative services pro bono for free in exchange for exposure, in exchange for portfolio building. And when I see posts like this, I think of that as nothing more than theft. It's theft by deception. They're deceiving these creative entrepreneurs because they know that the services they provide have value and they're taking them for free. In this video, I'm going to cover why this is so damaging when you're first launching your creative business and how it attracts the worst type of clients. And I'm also going to cover my one exception of when I think it's okay to work for free and how to approach it so it is a win for you and your business. Here's why free work is a trap. It devalues you and it devalues the entire creative industry that you're a part of. It's not just about you anymore. You're taking part in a creative industry and you need to be consciously aware of how the actions you take can affect others' businesses. Free work, it preys on your insecurities. When you're just starting out in the creative entrepreneurship world, you likely have a little bit of imposter syndrome. You just don't know if the thing that you're offering is actually worth other people's money. And so when other people are asking you to provide your services for free, they know that you don't feel like you're qualified yet to be paid for the work you're doing. When you see people saying this is a portfolio building gig, that is nothing more than code language for, I know you're worth it, but I'm going to take advantage of you anyway. Portfolio building is a myth when it comes to professional services. You can build your portfolio with personal projects. Imposter syndrome in itself is a huge topic, and I definitely want to dive into that in another video. So if that's something that interests you, make sure that you hit subscribe. Let me know down in the comments if you're currently suffering from imposter syndrome, because even me, a veteran business owner, I still get it to this day. Free work will kill your income earning potential in the future. Not only are you accepting a free gig now, it's psychologically damaging you to a point where it will become difficult for you to ask for money in the future for your creative services because you've set a mental price in your brain that your services are worth zero. Free work attracts the worst possible clients. This is a crucial point of what you should learn today. There's a massive difference between a client who's invested in a project and a client who's just getting a freebie. The paying client has skin in the game. They want this to be a successful project. They will lean on you and they will trust you because you're the professional. That's why they hired you. Now, when it comes to the freebie client, the one who's got no investment, no skin in the game, they actually tend to be the fussiest of them all. They can tend to be the most demanding clients. They can be disrespectful, they ask for excessive revisions, and they won't lean on you and trust in your professional capabilities. So like I said, there's one exception of when I think working for free is okay. And that's when it's actually providing more value to you, the creative entrepreneur. The only reason you would ever want to do a portfolio building piece is so that you can have a very solid example that you can show a potential client in the future and sell them on the creative vision that you had on that project. This is a strategic project that you initiate. This is not answering the call when someone's asking for a videographer that needs to build their portfolio. This is something that you initiate so that you can build up your portfolio and have something that you can sell to future clients. Now, when it comes to doing this free work or strategic work, there are still some guidelines that you need to follow. First, you set the terms. This is a non-negotiable. You need creative control over this project. This needs to be a portfolio building piece where you can clearly demonstrate to a future client the creative vision you had and how you executed on it so that you can then get paid for something that you love even more. The entire point of the strategic work was so that you could have something to sell a future client. And if you don't have creative control, you don't have something that you're going to truly believe in and selling to the next client. Second, you need to state the value up front. Be clear about what these services cost. You'll still create a full statement of work and an invoice and send this to the client with it canceled out. When they see the amount that they would have been charged for the services that you're providing pro bono, they're going to place a much higher value on it. In addition to the statement of work and invoice, you're going to have them sign your contract. Even for a free project, you need them to sign a contract. This contract is going to protect you, it's going to outline the deliverables, and it's going to manage the expectations of both the client and yourself. Make it very clear in the contract that this is a one-time strategic partnership. Anything in the future is going to be billed at regular price. If you don't set this expectation up front, I promise you, these clients will very, very easily turn into those dreadful clients that we just talked about. They'll continually come back in the future asking for more and more free work. Your work has value. Let's stop doing free work, start doing strategic partnerships when they make sense and when we initiate them, so we can have 100% creative control and build amazing portfolio pieces that we can then sell to future clients. If you've got a free work story, maybe a free work nightmare, then share that down in the comments. I'm sure the community here would get a lot out of that. And if you had a free work story that was actually turned into a great success, share that as well. If this video was helpful for you, I hope you can give it a like. If you're interested in creative entrepreneurship content just like this, make sure you hit subscribe and check out one of these other videos.